Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to News 13. I'm Michael Ives, and I'm joined today by a very special guest, Alaska-Nanooks men's basketball head coach Mick Durham. Mick, thank you for joining me.
Thanks, Mike. Thanks for having me.
It's good to have you here. It's a special week for you. I'll start with this. It's kind of random. The Spartans entered the history books by fighting with 300 men against thousands in the Battle of Thermopylae. Now, Coach Durham, you have entered the history books this weekend, or last weekend, in the Battle of UAF against Northwest Indian College by getting your 300th win as a college hoops coach and along the way turning thousands of teenagers into men along the way. Tell me your thoughts on that 300th win this last weekend.
You know, we're right in the middle of the season. Most of the time, what's interesting about the situation of getting 300 last weekend, it's a great time to get it. You know, it didn't linger. You know, we don't need people talking about it. We were able to get it last weekend, and then we have a two-week break. Normally, big wins, you know, special wins, you don't have any time to enjoy it because you're on to the next game. In this situation, we actually are headed off on break. So do have a couple weeks to kind of just, you know, reflect and think back, and it means I've been doing it quite a while.
Speaking of reflection, 21 years ago, Coach, you stepped on the court for your first NCAA basketball game as a head coach at Montana State. What were you thinking in your mind there 21 years ago, and any idea that 2 decades later you'd still be racking up basketball wins?
Yeah, I mean, at that point, you know, when you're young, you think you can do anything. You know, I think I was 32 years old, you know, when I was given the opportunity to coach Montana State, and I had went to school there and played there, and so of course you just thought it would be easy, and it's not easy. And you learn a lot along the way, and that's what I've tried to do is all the wins, all the losses, try to learn from it and not make the same mistakes. And so it's been fun. It's been a great ride. I love the college level, so it's been pretty cool.
Coach, what has been in those 21 years, what's been your most memorable highlight as a head coach?
In '96, went to the NCAA tournament, had a really good team, played Syracuse the first round, and they ended up not a great draw. They ended up losing in the national championship game that year. But I think those games, even when I was an assistant at Montana State, we went to the NCAA. So I think anytime you can have championships and get into postseason play, those probably stand out a little bit more than the others.
On the flip side of that, let's talk about the most disappointing moment or something that maybe fueled your fire to keep you going.
Well, you know, I'm a person that I don't like losing, but I like what losing does to me. You know, it makes me hungrier. It makes me work harder. You know, I want to get back at it. So, you know, you just kind of go with the flow a lot in this profession.
Now, this year's Nanooks, Coach, team is off to a blistering start. Their best season start in over a decade. What or who has impressed you this year?
You know, we added some recruits that, you know, you never know how they're going to turn out, but, you know, we were able to pick up the transfer Trevante Williams from Anchorage just with 1 year left, wanted to come back play in Alaska. We picked up Bengali Kaba, a junior college kid out of Arizona from Texas, and he was kind of a kid that has a ton of potential and didn't really know for sure how he's going to progress. Well, he's a good player.
Yeah.
And Zach Peterson has come along. Brandon Davis, a kid that walked on from Spokane, Washington, is now starting for us. And so really new guys with the basic guys back, it's been a nice mix to get off to this great start. You know, right now we're pretty balanced. I mean, we're scoring some points. We're getting better defensively. You know, we can improve rebounding-wise. We've only played 13 games together with a relatively new type team. We just got to stay in it and stay as focused as we can for 18 games because this league will do some tough stuff to you.
What does the future have in store for you? What's your ultimate coaching goal, and are you maybe thinking about 400?
You know, I'm not someone that's going to be doing this when I'm, you know, 70 years old, like a lot of coaches still are in this country. But I think this will be my last job. I really do. We like it here. I like the league. You know, we want to get that Patty Center, you know, buzzing if we can. We haven't been able to do that. We want to get people in the stands and really make it a tough home court. So we still have some things we need to do. But yeah, looking forward to the rest of this season, and then we just kind of take it year by year and at this stage. But things have been good.
Sounds like a great plan, Coach.
Thank you, Mike.
Appreciate you coming by. Again,
Yep.
big congratulations on win number 300 as a head coach for Mick Durham. The Nanook men, as you said, are 8-2 overall this year. They rest for the holidays, and then they'll be back New Year's Eve in Lacey, Washington, playing against St. Martin's. Stay right here for Weather with Mary Conlon. Have a great night, everyone.